punishable by death penalty or to be imprisoned for good. Every problem I got, I just shared with my partner who I had. Only she was my best friend, she was my partner, and we used to share every issues with her.
You know, did you find your way to other lesbians or any other gay people who were struggling?
Because it is even illegal to ask a person about that, to communicate, you know. You always get scared that maybe the person I'm asking is wrong. She can do this and this to me. So I have a dream of becoming a doctor, but I'm here doing nothing. Yeah, my daughter wants to be a doctor, and then my son wants to be a pilot.
My name is Paula Boulton. Welcome to the Proud Lesbian series. And today I'm speaking to Regina at the Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya. So hello, Regina. Nice to speak to you today.
Hi, Paula. This is Regina. Nice to meet you.
So I'd like to start by asking you if you could tell all of us about your life as a lesbian.
Yeah, hello again. This is Regina, a single lesbian mother from Uganda, living in Kakuma refugee camp, Kenya. I came in Kenya in 2020 with my 2 children, learning from a situation in my country, Uganda. I realized myself that I'm a lesbian back away in secondary school. I was in home too. It's when I got realized that I'm having the feeling of my fellow ladies. It was so hard in my country because it isn't easy at all to be a lesbian in Uganda. Either being a lesbian, it is punishable by death penalty or to be imprisoned for good. I will not say much because it's a lot. It's a lot, but especially in Uganda, whereby me myself, I was forced to get married to the man of not my choice, because my parents want to get wealth from the man. So I was forced to be there for them to get wealth, and I got those children I'm with now, because right now I'm with them in the camp. Though I ran away with a pregnancy, and in April of 2020 I delivered a baby girl called Patricia, but right now I'm not with her because she passed away where I have beaten and tear gas when I had that baby. The baby was with 3 days. We were beaten, tear gas, and let alone my baby suffocated, and she passed away in September 2020. It's horrible for me, you know. Wherever I narrate that story, I always shed tears.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Right now, it is difficult to remember that. In 2020, it was a lot. I'll be saying much as I remember, because the story is too long.
Yeah.
When I came in 2020, I was welcomed by UNHCR and its partners. They registered me in Nairobi and they transported me to Kakuma refugee camp where I am. They promised me everything, including protection, medication, and others. Reaching Kakuma in the reception center, and let alone I was relocated to the community where I spent almost 3 weeks. But in those 3 weeks, I was being attacked by the homophobes around the place where I was living. And after those 3 weeks, I was forced to leave the community to move to the UNHCR compound to seek for protection. As a lesbian mother, it was hard for me because I had some of other LGBTIs, I would say, where they were also there in the on the compound seeking for protection. But in all that, were just beaten and tear gassed, and it was so terrible. And after being beaten, we were again taken back to the community, forcefully by the police of Kenya. In the community, the place where they placed us is called Block 13 in Kakuma, and everyone knows that. We've been suffering, been discriminated, being tortured. Our children, they cannot associate with other children because of my sexual orientation and identity. They always say that you were a child of the curse, your parent is a lesbian, you cannot play with you, and my children have been neglected. And it's a lot. As a lesbian mother, I've suffered enough. I've been sexually assaulted by the homophobic refugees.
I'm shocked, obviously. I mean, I know some of your story, but just hearing it in a line like that makes it very real. Back in Uganda, when you realized that you were a lesbian, was there anybody you could tell? Did you talk to your parents? Did you have a friend, or did you find a lover? How did that go for you?
Actually, in Uganda, when I had a feeling to my fellow women, I approached to her, and what was good to me, because when I approached to her, she didn't get scared or what, but what I got from her, she also told me that she's having interest in me, so I felt so happy for that. But my parents, they got to know later on, they were so angry at me. And every problem I got, I just shared with my partner whom I had. Only she was my best friend, she was my partner, and we used to share every issues we get. But for the case of the parents, they are so hungry. The police wanted to kill me. All the people around where I used to stay, they were so against me.
So the people in the community came to know that you were a lesbian and targeted you for that reason. Yeah.
Yeah, when they get to know, they moved and reported to the police, and it wasn't easy at all.
Was there any organization or a support group, or did you find your way to other lesbians or any other gay people who were struggling?
In Uganda, I didn't get a chance to get to know the organizations. I just had them, because it is even illegal to ask a person about that, to communicate. You always get scared that maybe the person I'm asking is wrong. She can do this and this to me.
Yeah. So you don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I ask you a bit about your working life? What did you study? Did you have a job in Uganda?
In Uganda, I studied, and I'm qualified to be a nurse, registered nurse, but I didn't get a chance to work in hospitals. But I finished everything. I did my experience, but it didn't work.
Yeah. And would you hope to, is that still something you would like to do when you have the opportunity to work again? Would you like to continue?
I have been wanting to work because even here in Kenya, I tried to apply for the job, but when they came up that I'm a Ugandan, I'm a lesbian, they dropped me out of the list for those who applied for the job.
Yeah. So is the situation for lesbians in Kenya very much the same as in Uganda, or is it easier there?
Actually, in Uganda, it's burning and hot, but still in Kenya, it's not easy at all.
Okay, and would you say legally, is it similar in Kenya as it is in Uganda? Is the law the same?
Yeah, because even in Kenya, if you haven't heard about what is going on, they are planning to put all the anti-gay bills on table. Because right now they are all against the LGBTIs, either lesbian or what. They don't want input from the LGBT family.
Right. Okay, so that it's getting worse in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were in the camp, were there other lesbians? Has there been a chance for you to have any sense of community with other lesbian women?
I beg your pardon?
What in the camp, have there been other lesbians there so that you've had other lesbians around you as a group?
Um, right now, actually, we've been a group of lesbians in the camp, but right now the situation is becoming worse, and some of them are now moving from the camp to other places to seek for protection because they haven't been helped in Kenya.
But when you were there all together, was there friendship between you and support between you? Yeah, did you form
Yeah.
close friendships with the other women?
Yes.
Yeah. So some family.
Yeah, the family of lesbians. We've been so in touch, sharing our issues, what everything.
Yeah. Because that's interesting that there are, in places where you are allowed to be a lesbian, there are a lot of us who live very isolated and we're not with other lesbians. So this
Actually,
crazy
the,
situation.
the friends we are having and the fellow lesbian is out of it's not like the people from other communities or from the other refugees, but the friends also with the lesbians were friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you
because
have,
the whole of the other communities, the other refugees, they are against us.
yeah. So that must make you stick together more
Yeah.
to support. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean it's really interesting that the questions that with the other interviewees who I've spoken to, this has not been part of your life to be able to say, so how many lesbians do you see in the news or on the television or something that tells you that there are lesbians in the world? That probably makes no sense in the
Yeah.
I mean, and the same with books or literature or anything. These are the things that we are saying as lesbians in other countries, that there is not enough representation. We never see images of ourselves reflected in the media, but those concerns are absolutely not in your mind, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you involved in any activism in Uganda? I know you were trying to survive, but were you political in Uganda?
No, in Uganda, I haven't been so, I would say, on the platform, on the social media platform, but I've been trying my level best to help some of the the recipients, because there are some who are just indoors, whom we don't know, whom they say that you have to shut up, who are scaring of running their daily life in Uganda, and they decided to keep themselves undercover,
Yeah.
not to be known by the community, not to be known by the parents, by the guardians, because yeah, many are suffering there, and
Yeah.
they really don't know how to come up to come up and express themselves that they're lesbians.
Yeah.
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 This is too much in Uganda, whereby it's illegal to be a lesbian, and at the same time, um, there's no way you are going to express yourself that I'm a this and this.
Did it
So most of the people are suffering that way.
did it feel in any way freer for you when you got to Kakuma, that you were with other people with the same sexuality? Were you able to then express that you were a lesbian, whereas in Uganda you had to keep it hidden?
Actually, when I reached Nairobi, um I was expecting a lot from the people who welcomed me. I was actually feeling free that I'm going to express myself, but let alone it disappointed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was there a particular moment? Did something happen to make you realize that?
Um, Actually, the the day we were told, like we were going to be called by the homophobes, and they were like telling us that, who are you and why are you like this and this, you, because in Kenya they always use a word called sugar. Sugar means you are LGBT, you are gay. Yeah, and in most cases they use that word and they feel like you're not comfortable at all.
Yeah. So that's an insult word.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, when you were all once you were at the camp in Kakuma, were you then involved in being an activist for your rights?
Yeah, I've been and I'm still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
we are
you
still.
tell us anything about that?
Um, it's not always easier to be an activist, most especially when you yourself, you also been a victim, and then have to come out to fight for other people. It's not always easy. You always been like, if there's anything that goes wrong, we have to be called by the police. You have to narrate all what has been happening. There are many cases we've been trying to handle here in Kakuma, when the police we have been caught when doing like a protest, celebrating prides. It has been not easy. You have to be there, you have to be caught, and in most cases you either be taken in cell, when they're targeting the lesbians, you are the first person to be targeted,
Yeah.
either to be planning to kill. They always do that to the activists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
not easy.
it's very brave of you
Yeah.
to be fighting for the others. What I'd like to ask you what your dreams and hopes for your future are.
My dreams, first of all, I'm a mother, and my children, they haven't gone to school, and my first dream, I want them to be in school to finish up education and to join either secondary, whatever universities, because we are stuck in Kakuma. We don't know what is next. Me myself, I have a dream of becoming a doctor, but I'm here doing nothing.
Yeah. It must be very frustrating.
The future of my children is down right now.
Yeah.
They have their own dreams also, but they will not fulfill them when they're in the state.
Have they shared them with you? What do they want to be?
Yeah, my daughter wants to be a doctor, and then my son wants to be a pilot.
Ah,
Yeah.
so have you been called upon to use your nursing skills to help people in the camp?
Me myself, I wanted it, and I tried. I wanted. They did an advert for the jobs, including the nurses, and I applied. But later alone, they dropped me out just because I'm a lesbian mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've
Yeah.
failed them to get another job in Kenya.
Yeah. No, it's shocking. Can you tell me a bit about how the lesbian community fit with the rest of the, the gay men, the bisexuals, trans people, or whatever? Is there a whole mixture of people that stick together in the Block 13, or is it mainly lesbians?
For us in Block 13, we are having a group of Lesbianist mothers only, and then another small place for the gays, and then another's for the trans, and then another's for yes there. Yeah, and actually what we did, because there is a time when UNHCR and its partners, they want to move us from that place to another faraway place, which was insecure, because there were many killings there for the refugees, and we decided not to leave the place where we were. So we told them that we are not moving here. Those attacks that used to happen in the nights and daily basis, we used to shout for the gays to come and help us. Yeah. So they were trying to help in security only.
Yeah.
Because the homophobes used to come with pangas, stones when they're targeting the Resubians only.
Yeah.
And we have to get some security from the government, because even if you call the police, they will not respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your gay brothers would come to help protect you?
Yeah, to give some security, and after they go back to their places.
Yeah. And has there been an opportunity? Do you talk together as a community about the politics for the whole LGBT issue? Is that something you've discussed together?
The politics?
The struggle that's happening in different countries. We don't know how much information you get there, because obviously you have social media, but apart from what you find through your phone, do you have other information about the global situation for the LGBT community?
Actually, what I would say, because for us in Africa, I'm going to talk about Africa.
Yes, please do.
Africa, the whole of the continent is not safe for the LGBTs.
Yeah.
And we are trying our level best to sensitize the community, because there are some of the countries like Uganda, we are having many issues that are not even connected to say that the LGBTs are the one who are the problem of the country. We are having the issue of not having hospitals, the medication, the whatevers. the sufferings are too many, but they always make themselves focusing on the LGBTs instead of doing the other. So we have to get, I would say that, because the activists who are be sensitizing the other people around, that if the person was born this and this, why don't you leave the person to be whom they are?
Yeah.
It's hard in Africa, but we are just starting, trying. It's not easy at all.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how many, what in the camp there in block 13, what was the proportion of lesbians to gay men? If there were 13 lesbians, how many gay men were there? Those things.
Lesbian, we have very many for sure. Yeah, I'm going to say that on 10%, 7% are lesbians, the 3% are the gays.
Okay. Yeah. And are there any other, sorry, this phone. Okay, that was my phone. Yeah, do all the lesbian refugees there, do they all have children?
No, not me. We are almost like some 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have they all come from Uganda, or have they come from different countries in Africa?
Actually, there are some who are coming from Rwanda.
Okay. Okay. And I imagine their stories were similar to your own story of the oppression they faced in their countries. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were any of them did any of them try to escape from their countries and get sent back? Do you know how difficult that's been?
Of you're talking about of is it, I've forgotten the word, taking back them
Yeah.
forcefully?
Yes. Deportation.
No.
No. So everybody's come across and they find their way to Kakuma. Okay. So what I'd like to ask you is how the lesbian community globally, how can we be supportive to you?
How the lesbian community. So you're meaning about the community I'm with in Kakuma, or
No, how we elsewhere, how can we reach to you and be supportive to you?
Me, because I'm an activist and I'm always on social media trying to find ways of helping some people who are stranded, who are being attacked, and also I'm always here in case of anything. I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Facebook. In case of any support to me, I will come. First of all, what I want mostly, I want to get a safe place where I can stay and express myself as a lesbian mother, and my children to fulfill their future targets, and the recipients around the world to hear my cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it does it work for you if we build up some inclusion so that we can arrange to speak to you and to other women so that you feel part of the global community. So we can say hello across this distance.
It's okay. It's okay. I welcome that opportunity. I welcome it. Thank you.
Yeah. Does it lift your soul to be connected with other lesbians globally? Good.
Yes.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll try to arrange to have that happen more regularly. Because I remember when we did have one Zoom where you and some of your sisters spoke to us, and that was lovely. But what do you need for that to happen? Is that still a case of technical support or finances? What do you need if we try to do that more regularly?
What I need mostly, of course, I have to access my internet properly.
Yeah.
And a safe place where I can be.
Yeah.
I think that.
Okay. Well, we'll keep talking. And to finish off, anything you want to ask me? Any questions you have for me that I can tell you some things?
Actual what? Just supportive. To be supportive to me. And maybe what I'll do ask. So there's some. Actually, maybe it cannot be raised properly, but there are some of the children, they are young. I don't know how they can be helped. They are 12 years, two of them. I'm not their mother, but I found them here.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can be supported.
They're just 12. Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. Are they without their mother?
Yes, I beg your pardon?
Is their mother with them, or are they alone? No.
No.
So they're isolated. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll do what we can, and I think we should arrange for other Zooms so that you can keep updating us and talk to us. And it's been very very lovely for you to speak to me. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to say at all?
What I would say to the world is that we, the Residians, we are facing a lot in Africa. It's horrible for us, and we don't have voices that are taking along awareness to the globe. So we are here. I'm here on behalf of other Residians. We are in need of each and everyone's support for us to learn our daily life and to move on the awareness we are doing.
Yeah. So as much as we can to amplify your voice and let it be heard around the world.
Yes.
Okay. Well, from one proud lesbian to another, Regina, thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you, Paula.